Greetings, my fine students. Turn with me to Lesson 7, beginning on page 70. Lesson 7, where we will be looking at the adjective. We've got some nouns, and that's good, but we need to get some adjectives all up in here, as the kids used to say, in order to describe those nouns in some way. So we're building toward more complex speech here. Page 70, Lesson 7, the inflection of the adjective. Just like the noun, we'll find out, fortunately, the adjective is inflected both for gender and also for singular or plural. So, let's take a very basic adjective, like at the top of page 70 here, tov. Tov. Masculine singular, it is tov. Okay. Masculine plural, though, as you'd expect, tovim. Feminine singular, tova, and feminine plural, as you would expect, tovoth. Very nice, right? No dual adjectives, so don't worry about that. Now, why in the world would we need masculine and feminine and singular and plural adjectives, you ask? Well, because in Hebrew, to put it bluntly, adjectives match the noun they modify in their plurality or singularness and also in their gender. Yes, they do. You might say, wow, that sounds all confusing and crazy, and how do you know, and where do you put with what, and all that. Well, it's not so bad, partly because when we're studying classical biblical Hebrew in the way that we're studying it, we're actually studying a language which exists on the page, right? So, although it's a good exercise, and sometimes we'll do this in class, I'll have you compose Hebrew, right, just on the spot. What would this be in the plural? What would this be in the singular? When we read the Bible eventually, we're actually not composing anything. We're reading what they have written. And what we see is that, by and large, the adjectives and the nouns just match each other, and it actually can help you match an adjective with a noun, even though they often come right next to each other. You get some different kind of adjective patterns, so depending on how complicated the word is, and see how it gives you a few of these. I don't want you to go all crazy about these, but you can see, for example, on page 70, you get gadol, gedolim, gedolah, gedoloth. You get adjectives that have so that's an a-o sort of pattern. Do you hear those vowels? A-o, ga-dol. And then you get some that have an a-e kind of pattern, like kaved, kevedim, keveda, kevedoth, etc. You get some with an a-a pattern, page 71, yashar, yasharim, yashara, yasharoth. So there's that. And then you get some shorter adjectives which just have an a vowel, like in the middle, bottom of the page there. Ra, evil, ra'im, ra'a, ra'oth, and so on and so forth. Okay, but page 72, this is what you really want to know, right? How do you use the adjective? How does this baby actually work? Well, in Hebrew, as it turns out, the adjective comes after the noun. Languages in the world are basically split around 50-50 on whether you put an adjective before a noun, a red car, or after a noun, a car red. Okay. English, of course, does a red car. Hebrew does it afterward, unfortunately, for we English speakers, so we're not used to looking for an adjective in that position. So yet again, Hebrew is playing games with our English-speaking minds. Okay. Look at this list of phrases on the top of page 72. In fact, if you could really get memorized just those phrases on page 72, all those Hebrew there with those English examples under A and B on page 72, you would be going very far into understanding the adjective in Hebrew. Let's read these and see how they work. I'm on page 72, number 3A. Ish tov. Ish tov. A good man. See how that works? Ish tov, a good man. You say, where's the word for a? Well, remember, we don't need that for a noun. The noun ish, or a noun like bayit, house, or a noun like sadeh, field, can actually mean field or a field. Derek, road, can mean road or a road. So that word a, the indefinite article, can be implied. Ish tov, a good man. Isha tova, a good woman. Do you see how it's not Isha tov? Because there's a feminine, you have a feminine noun here, Isha. Thus, Isha tova. How about if you want to put our friend the definite article, ha, or the word the in English, before a word. What if you want to say the good man? Ha'ish hatov. Do you see how both the adjective and the noun get the definite article? What about the good woman? Ha'isha hatova. Ha'isha hatova, the good woman. What if you want to make it plural? Anashim, men, tovim. You tack the plural onto tov there, good men. Nashim tovoth, good women. That one's a little odd because remember the plural of isha is actually nashim with the masculine looking ending, but it's actually feminine. So that's where it's going to get weird on you. You're going to have nashim tovoth. You're going to be mixing those plural endings. Just accept it. Just accept it. What if instead of saying, well, okay, we'll get to that down below. How about plural, the good men? Ha'anashim hatovim, ha'anashim hatovim, the good men. Ha'nashim hatovoth, the good women. Now that's using an adjective in an attributive way, a good man. What if you wanted to say a man or the man is good? The man is good. Well, there's a way to do this in Hebrew. Down there under letter B, 3b, page 72. Tov ha'ish, or ha'ish tov. Either way in Hebrew syntactically means the same thing in English, which is the man is good. What separates that phrase, ha'ish tov, from saying the good man? Well, it's the presence of the definite article on the adjective. Notice the man is good, ha'ish tov, versus ha'ish hatov, the good man. Same thing with the woman is good. Tova ha'isha, ha'isha tova, the woman is good. Now, as Seow explains down below there, below B, since the predicate adjective does not take the definite article, there may be some ambiguity when it is used with an indefinite noun. Thus, anashim tovim could mean either good men or men are good. That is true. That's true. The precise meaning must be determined from context, and it's not as difficult as it may sound. However, in a case like tovim anashim, if you put the adjective first, then the adjective is definitely a predicate, okay? Good are the men. Tovim anashim. Why? Because if the adjective were attributive, that first use up above, the adjective would then be after the noun. So that can help you a little bit, okay? Look, page 72, 3c, adjectives in Hebrew can actually be used as substantives. That is, like a noun. So the adjective chakam, wise, can also mean one who is wise, or a wise man. He-chakam, the wise, can also mean the wise man. Okay, so just beware of that. Page 73, agreement of the adjective. The adjective agrees with the noun in its lexical gender rather than its form. Okay, now Seow starts using some biblical examples right in the text here, which is kind of nice. We can read Bible as we go. Ha'aretz ha'tova, the good land. Notice that eretz there is feminine, even though it doesn't have the classic he or tav ending. How about great cities? Remember that cities is feminine, but the plural for cities, ir arim, is actually a masculine form. So arim gadoloth. So the adjective doesn't match the way the ending looks. It matches the gender of the word in being modified. I know that that's sometimes not totally straightforward for the beginning student. There's no dual form, so if you get dual, you just use the feminine. Yadayim, two hands, yadayim rafoth, slack hands. Okay. You can also get this thing here on page 73 4c, where collective nouns may still take an adjective which is plural, where the collectivity is implied. So 4c on page 73, tson raboth, tson raboth, large flock. Okay. And you got some other examples there. Two little things to close out this chapter, and then we'll be done. One is we used, first of all, we already have the preposition min, which means from, right? Min ha'aretz, from the earth. Well, sometimes min has other meanings, and I want you to read about those here as Seow describes them. It can be comparative. Look at the example there under 4, or 5a for Judges 14:18. The first example, matok midavash, matok midavash, sweeter from honey. Davash means honey in Hebrew. Notice the min there attached to the word honey. No, sweeter than honey. Az me'ari, stronger from a lion. No, stronger than a lion. Okay. Notice the example at the bottom of page 73 as well. Kashe meha'am, difficult from the people. No, you just have to kind of wrangle this in English. Difficult from the people. No, too difficult for the people is the way this is used there. Or page 74 at the top, letter B, it could be partitive, meaning some of. Genesis 33:15, min ha'am, from the people. No, I mean some of the people. Min hadam, from the blood, some of the blood. You can see how even in English those concepts of from and some of are related. Finally, we have a note on the adjective me'od. Me'od intensifies an adjective, and it may be placed after an adjective or chain of adjectives as an intensifier. So 1 Kings 1:4, V'hana'ara yafa ad me'od. V'hana'ara yafa ad me'od. The girl was beautiful, ad me'od, exceedingly. And the girl beautiful until very much. And the girl was exceedingly beautiful. Okay. Genesis 1:31, tov ma'od, very good. Okay. And then he's got a note down there, nouns and apposition. Give that a read on your own time, okay? Now to the vocabulary for lesson 7. Page 75, the vocabulary for lesson 7. We get a whole bunch of adjectives here. Acher, acher, the feminine singular, acheret, and the feminine plural, acheroth, another, other. Gadol, gadol, great, big, large. Zaken, zaken, old, or used as a noun, an elder of a city. Chakam, what am I reading? That's not the next word. Chazak, chakam would be one who is wise. Chazak, chazak, strong, powerful, related to a verb which we'll learn later. Also, chazak, to be strong or prevail. Chai, 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 alive or living, a living animal. Note the noun chaim, life. Chaim, life. This is like in the musical Fiddler on the Roof. There's that song, lechaim, to life. Okay. Le means to or for. Chaim, chai. Tov, tov, good, beautiful. Tov. In Genesis 1, all of the acts of creation are described as tov. Yafeh, yafeh, handsome, beautiful. In the Joseph story of Genesis, I think Joseph is described as yafeh. Yakar, yakar, precious, valuable, rare. Yashar, yashar, straight, just, upright. Notice some related nouns with just slightly different vocalizations. Yosher, uprightness or straightness. Yeshara, uprightness. Kaved, kaved, heavy, severe, important. Note that that's related to the noun kavod, which means glory or honor. Okay, so that's related to an idea of something being heavy or severe. And related to a verb, also kaved, to be important, heavy, weighty, etc. Katon, katon, also katan, feminine singular, katana, masculine plural, katanim, small or insignificant. Rav, 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 many, much, abundant, or mighty. Notice the noun rov, meaning abundance. Ra. Ra. Bad, evil, ugly. The word ra itself sounds kind of bad. Ra. Okay. As a noun, ra'ah. Ra'ah, evil or harm. Ra'ev. Ra'ev, hungry. Notice the noun ra'av, which means famine or hunger, and then the related verb, also ra'ev, to be hungry. Those adjectives with the a pattern, also we're going to find out, are verbs using that exact same pattern. Rasha. Rasha, wicked or criminal, plural, rashaim. And then we get two proper names, Avraham and Yaakov. Avraham, Yaakov, Abraham, and Jacob.